I keep my circle very small, and that is by choice. I'm not involved with multiple people, nor am I any one side person. I dated only during a period of separation from my spouse. So claims suggesting otherwise are false and appear to be attempts at triangulation designed at designed to portray me in a horrible light. So when I have spoken about harmful behavior within the star community, including individuals who chose to betray my trust, I have been truthful. I'm not gossiping about friends, former friends, just because I don't operate that way. I do not scheme, plot, or collaborate with groups. And in fact, I intentionally avoid group dynamics. What I have said about specific tarot readers reflects my actual experiences and is not fabrication. And the same applies to anything I have shared about personal relationships. Decisions about whether I stayed, left, or reconsidered a relationship is none of anyone's business. And privacy does not equal dishonesty. I am not involved in illegal activity, fraud, scamming, theft, or dark magic practices. And I'm not currently dealing with legal authorities. However, I remain aware of the possibility of false narratives or falsified evidences or setups being attempted, and I am confident that any such efforts would ultimately fail. Consider another example involving a tarot reader who described a mother or a fake friend who is now experiencing financial problems and allegedly stealing from someone or tried to from someone that they targeted. The reader claimed that this individual attacked another person and is now facing consequences such as losing a home, dealing with bankruptcy, and struggling financially. So additional details were added such as excessive smoking and financial desperation as explanations for the alleged behavior. Now, if we pause and examine this carefully, we know that from patterns, they were creating a mirroring situation where they scapegoat it onto someone. So the description of a financially constructed person may apply, but I am employed that I can pay these debts and is striving. I do not smoke anymore and I'm not facing bankruptcy or housing instability. Thank goodness. The reader also suggested that this so-called villain was attempting to cause fear and stress in another person's life. However, based on observable behavior over time, it was the tarot readers themselves who repeatedly engaged in provoking, triggering, and fear-inducing tactics toward their target. So the reading further claimed that this person lied about someone, which raised a critical question. Because if the narrative is being used to cast someone as a villain who's not a villain, then obviously they're the ones lying. And here's the best part. There's another tarot reading titled, "It's All Backfiring on This Family That's Been Playing Games as if everything they have is legit." And in it, the reader claims that your intuition of yours is bringing justice to this situation. And that these people will be exposed this year for fabricating timelines, creating stories involving individuals that you've never met, relationships that was never existed, places that you've never visited, and events that never truly happened. So the reading suggests that when this inconsistency surface, even those who once believed the narratives will look crazy. Some people interpret hostile group behavior as being communicated through symbols, subtle gestures, encoded language, or indirect actions meant to provoke or intimidate without overt confrontation. In one example I have noticed over time is the repeated use of ambiguous or disrespectful gestures that allow the person doing them to deny intent while still communicating hostility. And this kind of behavior, specifically in my case, was that people were using the middle finger to point things. And I experienced this in a daily, in the workplace, social setting, or online, where people avoid direct accountability. And as a side note, note that these people, I didn't do any harm on these individuals. Just shameless bullies and people that are just too coward of a person to express their hate or maybe jealousy. LOL. So why did I mention this? Because there's a tarot reader that I just previously criticized for engaging in covert harassment. Then, a few hours later, posted a content featuring a raised middle finger. So this occurred shortly after I publicly questioned her behavior. While gestures like this can be interpreted in multiple ways, well, context matters, especially when similar symbolic antagonism has been part of a broader picture. So let us go back to that other reading where there was someone who posted something about this tarot reader saying, many karmic tarot readers that were falsely masking themselves as divine, intuitive, chosen, empresses, empowers, hierophants, witnesses, are actively being exposed as nothing but karmic frauds. And she added, referring to these individuals as narcissistic clones. Now, let us discuss the middle finger lady, which she titled this reading as Ancestors Doesn't Want the Smoke. They're trying to catch you outside. Just laugh. Too pressed. Well, one, as usual, if they're trying to antagonize the wrong person, and in this situation, we just have to guess who that middle finger is. Well, I don't plan to catch someone outside. It's cold. But of course, this tarot readers knows this, right? So, when she says they're trying to catch you outside, I think this is a fair tactic of a piss exposed karmic tarot reader. Isn't this mentioned earlier from the other tarot reader that someone wants to terrorize someone? Wants someone to be stressed and be living in fear? So what was shown here? It's the tarot reader, right? So when she pertains to smoke, who do you think are the smoke? When they're all creating this fabricated narratives, when they always create a falsified drama, posting that they were being gang stalked when in reality they're the one gang stalking, or that someone was copying them when in reality this same readers were claiming to have this essences of autistic empath and a lot more bullshit. So like what the other tarot reader said about this group, they are narcissistic clones. Now who is the smoke? If all the evil that they talk about is them, then most definitely they are the smoke. Listen, fuck you. Wear the shoe if it fits you perfectly.